Boom, boom, boom. Everybody is in the building. What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up the show. We got an awesome show Sunday night at the movies with the Killers. Tonight we're gonna go back and look at a show that we did with Asar a few months back. All right, Unkton looked at the game tape and he's gonna do his Monday night quarterbacking, and he's gonna tear the film up. So give us a few seconds. We going in. Everybody that's coming in, hit the like button and let's get it in. Let's go.
Heat Rock 410. What it is though. Take y'all on a journey. Notorious is glorious, victorious. Yeah, yo. I ain't asking for a friend, I need to know myself. And if you never ask, how would you know yourself? It's crazy how your parents know you more than you know yourself. Growth is good, it's important just to know your wealth. Don't let them take advantage like niggas who speak Spanish and you don't speak a lick of it. The game will make you trip a bit. Street money is cool till you get sick of it. And all that bullshit that come along with it. Make sure you stay on your square and keep a strong pivot. Cause them cruddy buddies, they'll do you ugly. And why every female favorite question is, do you love me? And if you knew better, baby, you would do better. And once you know better, you would show better. Most men want a housewife, but me, I love a go-getter. Your ex pussy wet, but that new pussy be so wetter. No lies detected, just get high and accept it. Go ahead, talk to him, y'all ain't beefing like that. Come on, Doug, why you being like that? Man, let's keep it a stack. Why you say it if you ain't mean it like that? And when you say him, you ain't give him no rap. Man, let's keep it a stack. You ain't gotta say you gon' be right back. Stop bluffing, shorty, keep it a stack. Once you start something, you can't just leave it like that. Finish the job, homie, keep it a stack. When I was coke dealing, the rules was no squealing, no stealing from your mans and no feelings. For these hoes, that's just gonna mess up the guap. 10 toes down whenever you on your block, or even when you ain't. Don't know them from a can of paint. Just be loyal and trustworthy. You ain't gotta be a saint. A lot of y'all be geeking, backstabbing and sneaking. Nose clean during the week, but they dabble on weekends. Oh nigga, I be peeping. Your niggas might be sleeping, but I was trained to tread water in the deep end. Jellyfish sting, but them sharks will bite your head off. Run up on you while you park, get the dumping, then they slid off. The hood know who did it. Now let's see if your homies with it, or your name die in vain cause one of your homies did it. Ain't no reason to kill your man over a kilogram. How you thinking y'all fam, then spin you like a ceiling fan. Go ahead, talk to him, y'all ain't beefing like that. Come on, Doug, why you being like that? Let's keep it a stack. Why you say it if you ain't mean it like that? And when you see him, you ain't give him no rap. But let's keep it a stack. You ain't gotta tell me you gon' be right back. Stop bluffing, shorty, keep it a stack. And once you start something, can't just leave it like that. Finish the job, homie, keep it a stack. While I'm still rapping.
That's right. We back in the building, right? Got Pseudo Killer official. You dig what I'm saying? Coming out of retirement. You know what I mean? All this week I was calling him the pseudo rustler. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, man, got the my man hey yo, hold on now. Let me see. Now nicknames.
Mhm.
Okay, Rick is short for Ricky. And Bobby is short for Robin. Okay. All right. Bobby Flair. Let's go. Got my man Bobby Flair in the building. Woo!
Yeah, nigga crazy, yo.
But he said he's pseudo killing tonight. What's going on?
Hey, man, just here, man. Finished watching that dumbass game tomorrow. Went from 300 million to 150 million. He better stop it, yo. Knock it off. He out there, Lamar out there looking like Asar today. Straight pseudo.
That's a fact.
Crazy, yo. Yeah, but you know where we at, man. We ain't got enough people up on this joint, man. Let's wait. There's some people pile up in the building, man. Who we got down there, man? Oh man. Hey, Mitch, I see you. Oh man, Jody Breeze, what's good? Thirsty Uno. Tuck. Yeah, Tuck. Don't pay attention to that shit, Tuck. Don't do it, Tuck. Omar Reed. Reggie Marbley. Boy, Cedric, what's good with you? Man, Mike Shabazz, I see you. Rock City, New York. What's up? All right. Paragon. I hope I said that right. Man. Rajaheem Hannibal. What's up with you? What it do? What's good? Gary Hart. DeMar Milton. DeMar Milton. Colin DeMar Milton. Yeah, man. Let them people come in here, yo. We ain't even ready to start, but we got 34 people. Yeah, we're gonna be here every Sunday, man. If y'all don't catch us during the week, we don't do something, we're definitely not missing Sundays, man. Y'all can set y'all clock. We're gonna be in here, man, doing our thing. Killing the pseudos all day. So sit back, enjoy these grapes, man. Y'all need to know. There's some real reasons why we do what we do, and just want to show you how people is really playing with your head and your mind, man, which is crazy, man. Yeah, they shouldn't be playing with us like this. We should be able to just get the thing real solid. You know what I mean? But y'all know how it go, man. People do what they do, and we gotta do what we gotta do. Ain't no in betweens on that. Where Ken at, man? Let me see who else. You put the link in the chat. I mean, in the back chat.
I put it in the
Facebook.
No, you gotta throw it in the Facebook. I ain't even. I'm eating my dinner. Brendan on here. What's up, Brendan?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, bro.
Oh man, I apologize in advance if my audio and everything starts acting weird. Like say I'm on travel in a hotel room in Florida, but I'm here supporting the brothers, and I'm gonna chime in when need be. So I'm here,
my man,
and we're ready. And you know what? One of the reasons why this particular topic is interesting, because we always say, in terms of, either pseudos or people that are trying to come across as somewhat scientific, but they're, sort of on the fence with what they're saying, right? And what's important, we always tell people, never let someone claim science, something that's related to science, but they don't want to let their whatever they're proposing, they don't want to hold it to the rigors of science. We always say that. If someone is comparing something to a scientific theory or a scientific law, don't let them off the hook by just making that claim, right? And not being able to hold them to say, no, well, is what you're saying testable, right? Is it falsifiable? Has it been peer reviewed? All these things fall into the realm of scientific literacy. So you can't let them out the back door, in terms of equating or making a parallel with science, but you don't want to stand to the rigors of science. And that's a really important point.
That's a fact. That's what you killed Wuja with.
Killed him.
And you know what? That's how most of the pseudos die.
That's a fact.
They want to claim things, right, that they haven't actually stood on. And you know what? I think that's something that we need to keep in our tool belt as pseudo killers.
Definitely, it definitely seems like it's the silver bullet.
Absolutely.
Say it again, Brendan. Say it again, Brendan.
Again, right? You can't let someone use scientific terms, right? Borrow scientific theories and make parallels, right? And what they're proposing doesn't stand up to the rigors of science. Or they won't let you hold it against the rigors of science as well. You say, well, I'm just making a parallel. If you squint hard enough, yeah, it looks like that, but I'm not saying it's scientific. You know, I'm not saying it's testable. Well, what are you saying? You know, and that's an important nuance that we have to I think we have to maintain. We got to hold fast on that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We got that definitely got to be the silver bullet. Cause it seemed like everything that you use. It was a movie back in the day when I was real young called Werewolf, right? You remember that shit, huh? When the little boy was in the wheelchair and the priest was the damn werewolf and ain't nobody know it, right? So they tried to use everything to kill the werewolf, right? But the drunk uncle, who came back from Vietnam, he was like, I fought one of these before and the only way to kill it is a silver bullet. So they had to melt down the shit, and the only thing that was actually able to kill a werewolf, they threw the holy water on them. You feel me? They tried to hit him with the cross. You know what I mean? They tried to stake him. They shot him with regular bullets. Nothing stabbed him. Nothing wouldn't work. But that motherfucking silver bullet, bow, took his ass out of there. And that's what, Brendan, what you talking about. I think that's our silver bullet against pseudos. Because they always jump in the realm of science. They always play double dutch. They in and out. You dig what I'm saying? With science and, you know what I mean? And they're nonsense. So that silver bullet definitely takes them completely out of the frame. You ready, Unc? Let's get it.
Not yet. I'm trying to pull up this thing. Let me set all this up real quick, man. Shit.
Oh yeah, hey, Reggie, you definitely need to be quiet, right? On this subject. Because I remember, and you my man, I remember for like a whole year listening to you, Reggie, and you would always talk about that the Egyptians, had quantum physics and all of that. You used to say, the Og died, and you would go with the cat, all that shit. Yeah, Reggie, you was on that shit too, Reggie. You definitely was on that shit. You definitely was on that. I remember. See, Reggie, I'm showing you how much I really watch y'all. You dig what I'm saying? Unc keep telling y'all that the pseudo killers was fans of all you motherfuckers first. You dig what I'm saying? Keep telling y'all that shit. I remember that shit. You talk about the Og Dad, the 8, and the heck and cat and pep and all that shit.
Right. It's like that. The Memphite theology sounds very similar to quantum mechanics, doesn't it? Not really.
Yeah, Reggie, you over there too, Reggie. I hope you got yourself together. No, I ain't heard you. I ain't heard you use it in a minute, so you might be doing better right now. You might have got that shit out.
Look, he used to say, "Hey, cat, hey." You like, what now? I can't get you to Grammy. That shit funny as a motherfucker. Hey. Yeah, knock it off, Reggie. You my man, yo, but knock it off. Yo, stop it, yo. You let them stop it. Hey, cat, hey. I don't even, how you say it, Reggie? You gotta bring Reggie on this for that. Damn, y'all crazy, yo. I'm trying to get into my Grammy. Come on, man. What is this? What the hell is going on, man? How do you sign out of the Grammy? Like, what's going on? What the hell is going on in this world we in? Damn.
Right. We're not, I don't think we're saying that those cosmogonies, those ancient cosmogonies weren't useful, right? Even back in the ancient times, and even now for people that want to actually explore and learn some of those traditions, right? But I think the point we're saying is that it's anachronistic to superimpose our views of modern science on top of those, especially in areas that we don't fully understand, where there's a ton of gray area where a lot of work still needs to be done, right? These are places where we need to be putting our children in and saying, hey, you know, Johnny or little Bobby or Susie, right? They're interested in mathematics and science, right? They need to be going in to these areas of theoretical physics and quantum mechanics and helping to solve some of these puzzles and questions. So again, it's those ancient pieces are valuable and interesting, but again, they have to be put in their proper perspective.
Mm, 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 mm. Huh, man.
It's
Okay.
like our brother Corey says, it's like sound science has byproducts, right? And one of the byproducts of quantum mechanics allows us to do what we're doing today, right? Right here on this stream. In terms of the information technology revolution, right? That came about by our understanding of quantum mechanics. That's how we know we can build microchips and ASICs and things like that. So absolutely. Those are the byproducts that are so important. And you know what? One of the other interesting things. I don't know if you guys are following the recent Nobel Prize in Physics that was awarded this year, in 2022. Right? It was for our understanding. It was a physics team that actually essentially solved the EPR paradox. Right? The whole idea, when we say the EPR paradox, it's coined by Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen, right? And what their thoughts was in the EPR paradox was that our modern understanding of quantum mechanics was somehow incomplete, right? Because how quantum mechanics describes the natural world today is that it describes it as a probabilistic world at the quantum level, right? Which is very different than the discrete, indefinite sort of natural world that we see with our naked eyes on a daily basis, right? Everything that's sort of rooted in what we call Newtonian or classical mechanics, right? So Einstein and Podolsky and Rosen, they said that, in terms of, I think it was Einstein that said that he said that the God does not roll the dice. So he was not convinced that the world was inherently probabilistic, right, at the quantum level. And they said that everything that we understand about quantum mechanics was somehow incomplete, right? And then there would be a sort of an emerging theory or a bolt-on to quantum mechanics that would explain that or eliminate this whole probabilistic nature of the universe, right? Yeah. And what they actually discovered, and I think these have been tests that's been going on probably for the last 60 years. And I think, at this point, we've closed the door on this whole idea that quantum mechanics is not complete, right? At this point, we know that the universe at the quantum level is fundamentally probabilistic.
Yeah, because Einstein and them, their math dealt with a static universe.
Right.
And you hear that over and over, and then when you get to the quantum level, them laws don't operate the same way. So, yeah, you definitely on it. I need to get up with you on what you reading, but yeah, definitely, that's a fact.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that's very it's that I guess, how do we call it? We call it the intuitive view of the universe, right? We always use the term that science is counterintuitive, but at a very surface level, right? In terms of what Isaac Newton was working with, right, and everything that he was doing, that was a very intuitive view of the world, right? Which said that if I knew something about a particular system, whether the system was a particle or if it was like a body in motion inside of the cosmos, if I knew something definite about this particular system today, right, I can make predictions about this system, how it will behave or interact with the natural world sometime in the future, right? And you could also determine, something about that system in the past, right? And that's a very different view of the world when you deal with quantum mechanics. It does not necessarily deal with a definite definite systems where everything is predictable and everything is discrete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You have the general theory of relativity. You have the static universe theory. Then you have what Einstein and them came up with. That the universe was actually expanding, right? Like all of those things change now, but they had no conceptualization really of the quantum world. I mean, that's even, and then you just can imagine in 100 years where our grandkids is gonna be at with it, like
out of the quantum field.
Oh Lord,
Right.
I hear Asar.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things while the brother is getting this video teed up, and I would just give you just another example. We talk about the byproducts and why this particular breakthrough in 2022 in quantum mechanics is important, right? Is because what we've established is that at the quantum level, there's a way to actually exchange information. They call it this whole idea of quantum teleportation, right? Where we can actually exchange information, right, faster than the speed of light, right, with particles that are between particles that are quantumly entangled, right? Think about the implications of that, right, in quantum computing, right? If we can harness that power to exchange information between particles faster than the speed of light, right, leveraging quantum entanglement and what we can do. Think about what we can do with supercomputers and quantum computing. So it basically opens up in a whole realm of quantum information science at this point, right? Because before then, we knew particles were quantum entangled, but we didn't know if we could actually exchange information across that relationship. Now we know that we can.
Mm-hmm. We hit that magic number, man.
Right. And a lot of the books. And a lot of the books that we have that I've been actually listening to, based on what was discovered, right, in us closing the door on the EPR paradox, has basically made a lot of the stuff that I have on my shelf today outdated. And that's exciting to me.
Damn.
We're gonna hit that magic number, yo. I'm putting the links everywhere, man, so people can see what it is we doing. Man, y'all know how we go ahead and start this thing off, man. Let me share this show on Facebook, man. Got 70,000 in the building, man. We refuse to start teaching anything below that. It's uncivilized. Y'all know what the show is, man. Sunday night at the movies, man, where we clip your pseudo asses up when you didn't overran the stop signs of science. When you just did way too much. We gotta knock it off. Starting to feel like, yo, we fighting against ourselves. It's crazy to me. We shouldn't have to go through this. And so there's things we put in place. There's information we done put out there, and y'all have missed it. Y'all actually missed it. All right. So there's a lot of good information on our shows. Y'all got to go back through it. Y'all got to get through when we howling and screaming sometimes, but I think we found the sweet spot in what it is we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it. Let me drop this in the server, man. If y'all in the server, make sure y'all support the server, man. Put that in there, man. We about to get into it. Let the sources ride, man. We about to get into it. Y'all know how we do it, man. Black African power was good, was happening. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's the pseudo killers on deck. We come to do, we got to do, and we're going to do, we got to do. We standing tall, we standing strong. Pseudo killers on deck. Hey, what's good, Brendan? Pseudo killer official, man. What it do? What it do? What it do?
Oh man, what's going on? What's up to the family? Peace, the God Killer. Peace, Chef, Kent, Cedric, everybody that's jumping on the panel. All right, peace to the community out there, the listening audience. Peace to our Discord community that's always interesting. We keep it popping. I think this is a very interesting topic, especially for me. I don't think I had a chance to actually watch the video in its entirety when the brother Asar was doing the parallels between the Big Bang and some of the African cosmological systems. So I think this will be interesting for me, certainly. So yeah, dude, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Do your thing.
Yeah, we gotta get that in, man. Hey, Kent, pseudo killer official, man. What it do? What it do? What it do?
What up, man? Just was running to the theater, man. Was hoping I didn't miss nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
Previews
great.
were still going, so.
Yeah.
But I like when we do this part. You know what I'm saying? Because remember back in the day we used to do the replay, and if they caught us in the moment while they was teaching or doing whatever they thought they was doing, we could always play it back and say, "Oh, that man, we could have got him right there. That's where he messed that all up." And then we can side by side, point by point, playback. But yeah, man, what's up with y'all, man?
Hey, we're just in here, man, just doing what we like to do, man. Just keep making that correction, representing the correction. You know what it is, man. You know what it is, man. Hey, Cedric, pseudo killer official. What's good, man? What it do? What it do? What it do?
Peace to the panel. Peace, peace, Brendan. Peace, Chef. Peace, Kent. Peace to the chat. You know what it is. Scientific literacy is the vaccine against the charlatans, the pseudos, and the hustlers in our community. And let's get it in. This is one of these subjects where philosophy and science have walked next to each other, and we see that the pseudos like to live in that space where that gray area that Corey always talks about. And what we're going to see is a lot of post hoc rationalization, whereby we're going to use our modern understanding and retrofit it on the philosophies and the concepts of the ancients. And we're going to break down and show how that's not done.
Yeah, man, y'all know what it is. Last but not least, man, Chef Fennell, man, what's good? Pseudo killer official, man, what it do? What it do? What it do?
Man, shit. We took a nasty one today. I'm a little bit out of it. I'm out of my money.
Man.
Like every time we lose, I'm out of money. So it hits a little different for me. So hopefully you can bring my spirits back up by putting another nail in the pseudo coffin. You feel me? And getting them out of there. So I definitely love Sunday night at the movies. This was, I think, all of our brainchild. And I think this is one of our best segments. Right? So yeah, definitely. What's up with everybody though? What's up, Brendan, Kent, Cedric?
What up?
What it do, Chef?
So yeah, man, I like to always have a little something before I get started, man. The House of Wisdom, man. How Arabic science saved the ancient knowledge and gave us the Renaissance. All right. Reading on this, man. Y'all get the auto book. Reading to it, man.
Yeah, it was a translating house.
Yeah.
They was taking, they had it was in Baghdad. So Baghdad was it was a leading commercial center, in the world, one of the leading commercial centers in the world at that time. So, all of the merchants was coming there. One of the main things that they was getting brought there was one of the highest value things that they wanted there was books. Right? They was paying a high premium for books. So people traveling from as far as China, right, on the Silk Road, they called it the Silk Road, right? They would come all the way from as far as China, right? They would pass through what's that? The Malay. They would pass through India, right? And they would pick up books, right? And people who could translate those books, right? So it was a golden age, basically, right? Where it was certain hubs in the world that was getting all of these different books and knowledge from, all over Asia and Europe, and they was housing them like, you know, Venice was a big place where they was doing that too. Venice, Italy. You had Baghdad. Then later on, around the 10th century, you had in the 10th century you had God damn, what is it called in Spain? Cordoba, right?
Yeah, Seville and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. You had Cordoba, and they built the big library and mosque attachment in Cordoba. Also in the 10th century in Africa, you had Guinea, right? Guinea.
Timbuktu.
Yeah, it was Guinea was the mother city in the hub where the university was housed at, and his sister was Timbuktu, right? But it was Guinea was the first. So it was popping in the Middle Ages. They call it the Dark Ages, but it really wasn't dark. Go ahead, Unc. I ain't mean to go off on the tangent.
No, that's a good tangent. Yeah. And so in West Africa also reached the golden age too, because it was during that Islamic period where the Arab with just the empire, Arabian, however you want to put it, empire actually reached the golden age, just based off of translating ancient texts and stuff like that. So that's serious. And so this book right here, real quick, it says this. It says the transmission of science, especially that of mathematics and astronomy, referred to by historians as exact science, is one of the most powerful tools for establishing relationships between different civilizations. Other areas of human thought, such as religion and philosophy, are transferred more slowly, right? Because you don't want to take on your damn religion, it get personal, mess up your ancestors, and you never see, all that. So that's hard to put that on the people, right? But it's not with the science, right? And the math. It said more slowly and will only gradually fuse into an influence. It says a particular culture, but the exact sciences require direct use of treaties and other written work, and so can tell us a great deal about the circumstances of the time. So you gotta have detailed work. It ain't personal, it's just business when it comes to science and the exact sciences. And this is what we stand on. And it's important for the community to stand on that. I know it's new to y'all ears, but we're gonna keep banging that drum.
Hey, but another thing, and I know this is one of your favorite topics. The golden age of Islam, right? And that city of Baghdad was very monumental in that, right? But you know who brought that to an end? Your boy.
Who?
Genghis Khan.
Oh yeah, when the Mongols. Yeah.
They sacked Baghdad.
Why'd he do that? Because he liked that though. He kind of liked
that motherfucker. Almost wiped them out. You know what I mean? Look, tore that whole motherfucking city up. They had to rebuild it. You know what I mean? People didn't think that the people in the West they heard about the Mongols, right? But they didn't think that they could cross the Mojave Desert. That was like impossible. You feel me? It's almost like what Hannibal did with crossing the Alps on motherfucking elephants. The Romans thought that they were impregnable. You know what I mean? Like, if they come by sea, we could see them. You dig what I'm saying? They knew where they landed at. Basically, we know it. This motherfucker went across the Alps. They couldn't even imagine somebody being that brave to actually take an army across the fucking mountains, right? The same way the Muslims thought, you know what I mean, in Baghdad, they thought ain't no way they can get across that motherfucker. That always protected us from the east. That fucking desert. That motherfucker in a month, I think a month out, they got word that they was there and it was already too late. It's crazy. It was already too late because it was actually cities that they found recently that was actually in the desert, right? It was trade route cities, but the people in the West didn't know about those cities. So Genghis Khan army was able to resupply, right, in those remote cities that was in the desert that the people in the West didn't even know about. So it was definitely passable. It's crazy. We need to do a whole show on that.
Yeah, Genghis Khan, yo, but I know he was real flexible with bringing different stuff in the empire too, science and tolerant of different people's religions and stuff. He was
No,
very
he ain't
interesting.
attack them because of their religion. He actually accepted Islam. He accepted all religions.
Right,
That ain't the reason why he attacked them. He attacked them because they thought they was big shit, and he was saying, "I'm the biggest shit on the block." You feel me?
Yeah. Bananas. Yeah, sound like that's what we do. We gets it in. Yeah, he messed up. He ransacked that whole piece right there. So let's go ahead and let me play this first clip right here, man. So this discussion we was having about quantum physics, Big Bang, and the whole thing Africa, and the game that was played was y'all think Africans are stupid. That's a buzzword for they trying to fake you out and mislead you. So if I'm giving you information based off of world history and I'm giving you science, just because a particular tribe or clan didn't know it doesn't mean they were stupid. No scientifically literate person would ever say such a thing. There are plenty of things that right now we're very, very ignorant to, and it doesn't mean we're stupid. That simply means we hadn't gotten to that level. So what we've done is those whose ancestors have been through the transcontinental kidnapping trade, slave trade, is we want to give them the most credit. And when we overextend and give the most credit, we become blackologists, disregarding all science, all accurate history. It's craziest thing ever. It worked against you because you're really trying to put us in the forefront, right? But running around, not correcting the lie, trying to correct the lie with a lie, it puts you even further back. I'm gonna say that real slow, real again. We're wanting to move the community forward, and we think by telling the history because we only knew about slavery and what we did, but we're gonna get this ancient history. Well, to mistell the ancient story, right, and the history what it really was, it gives you a false sense of security on some shit that you didn't even do. Put you right back where you thought you started at, and you got your kids running around here. Your kids are starting to ignore you because they got these computers in their hands. They got them, right? And they ain't looking it up. I can't say nothing right here. Ain't looking it up. Oh, Dad, you kind of messed that up. Yeah. So let's play the first clip. All right. This clip, good clip. We'll call this clip. Here you go. Here we could always see people in the chat too with the clip. That's funny. Here we go. Pseudoscience. Let's see.
And this is a computer simulation, of the mathematics, which helped to demonstrate this. And later, the Hadron, the Large Hadron Collider has confirmed this with experiments and things of this nature. And so there's all these fluctuations of, coming from the fields and protons coming in and out of existence out of this empty field, but it's supposed to be a vacuum. It's supposed to be empty. But just like what Foucault showed here, and this stuff was written in the 70s and republished in 2001. Let me see. He said there are in the empty and bongi active forces that can blow up. And so all of your life emerges from these fundamental fields.
Stop right there. You see what he just did to you? Where you at, Brendan?
I'm listening.
I want to see more.
And I'm hearing very close parallels. And I mentioned this to you guys earlier. There's another work that's called the Tao of Physics. And in the Tao of Physics, what they're doing something very similar, or they make a claim that's very similar to what Asar is making right now. What they say is that the whole phenomenon, right, that's identified inside of physics with particles sort of coming in and out of existence, in the Tao of Physics, what they say, doesn't that sound very similar to the Shiva, the god Shiva in Hinduism, with the dance, with his dance of destruction? Right? With things coming in and out of existence, with Shiva being the creator and the destroyer, right? And inside of that book, they say, over in the Eastern traditions, the Eastern mystic traditions, there's also parallels to modern physics. And the I guess the example is identical to what Asar is saying. So again, you can make any types of parallels that you want, right? But the question is what you're saying, is it testable?
So he hit you with. Go ahead. Somebody want to add something?
First, we got to realize that we're dealing with two layers of falsehood. First of all, is this what the Dogon said?
No, it's not the Dogon. It's not
Fukiao's interpretation. Yes, this is Fukiao's interpretation of what the Dogon said. So Fukiao already exercised a logical fallacy.
It ain't talking about the Dogon. It's not the Dogon.
Yeah, I think this the band. I think he on the band too on this one.
The band too.
Yeah, because they'll grab that and do a whole show saying Dogon. Yeah, see how they do that? They exploit that and get away from what we're really talking about, bro. That's the whole game.
Let me correct myself. It is the Bantu. But what we're seeing here is that the Bantu has their cosmology, and this dude, Fukiao, he is applying post hoc rationalization, because the words he's using do not come anywhere forth in the text and in the context that Fukiao is using it.
Yeah, it's nuts. Nobody would actually do that. And so, yeah, and I want y'all to look at this slide, yo. Congo cosmology. That's an important slide. It's talking about fire forces, compete by itself, emerge within the Mbungi, the whole 9 yards, heated forces, all that. All that. What the hell has that got to do with anything? What the hell does that have to do with the Big Bang? What are we saying here? Yeah, he's playing us. Let's move on to the next clip. It's the game. Let's see what this one is. I wonder if it's the same. Well, let's see.
Situations would give birth to the protons and up quarks and down quarks, et cetera, that we see in nature. This is in modern, astrophysics. This is discussion to this day. As a matter of fact, Krauss has a good book that discusses this called The Universe from Nothing, right? And shows that there is no nothing, that there's even in the nothing, there's something. And this is a representation of this. And so the Africans was already talking about this. And so what's interesting is that, again, this is why I show that in the, you'll have to review this and verify this on your own. So when people review this, they can just pause the screen and go over this. And so I want to pay attention to this third column here. This is from the Bassa Bantu people in Cameroon.
So let's just pause the screen and go over it for ourselves. Screen is paused. What the hell has this got to do with anything? What he did was he hit you with the Lawrence Krauss. Most people ain't even reading Lawrence Krauss, right? He's a top level physicist. Most people ain't even reading his books. Then go ahead. Where you at, Kent? Because you said this best, Kent. Go ahead, Kent.
it's like, don't nobody really understand that language that they be teaching over there or whatever. And I ain't knocking them for teaching it, do what you do, but to mix that in the conversation about the Big Bang and like try to, somehow throw a parallel in there. Oh, it sounded like they was trying to say this, but then when you ask them if that's what they was trying to say, or if that's what he's saying that they was trying to say, you say, oh no, I ain't say they meant that. You know what I mean? Well, I hear an echo or something. Is that y'all? Y'all hear that?
No,
Yeah, I heard it too.
That's just
we
me.
can't hear the
I
echo.
Oh,
want you
okay.
to go back a
But
little bit to where he says how we observe these things in nature. We do not observe quantum physics. And when we're talking about the Big Bang is the expansion of time and space. What we're discussing now is the fundamental elements that produce the Big Bang. So we're going into this gray area, which we still are deciphering. And with modern technology, these terms are popping up now: quarks, upward particles, etc. These things are being discussed within the last 20 to 30 years. Now we have a claim by Asar that the ancients was discussing pre-big pre-Earth cosmology. This is pre-Big Bang, what we're discussing here, right? The fundamental elements which led to the Big Bang. We're heading into the direction of string theory and multi-universe theories, which we don't understand. But Asar is making the claim hard that that our ancestors were talking about this stuff. Come on, folks.
well,
Right.
he's going to
And
say he's go ahead.
No,
no,
go.
I was just going to add just something very briefly in terms of the video that he showed. That was essentially what he was showing. That's a mathematical model. It's a visual representation of a mathematical model, right? That shows what was happening in the quantum world. We call it with virtual particles popping in and out of existence, right? The mathematics that's required to show that and to prove that that's happening at the quantum level is some of the most complex mathematics that we deal with inside of physics, right? So the question would be how if they did know this, right? How so, right?
Right. I asked him that too. I asked him while I'm doing that show. I asked him how would they know. He's like, well, I don't know how they. I'm like, huh?
So you
Well,
got. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I was just saying, in terms of, you know, they always, that's one of the things about quantum mechanics is that it shies away. Some of the best mathematicians shy away from quantum mechanics because the mathematics associated with it is so daunting, right? So anytime we start we dabble with that and saying, okay, well, we're drawing parallels, we have to be very careful there.
Yeah, Ken, and to your question, of course he would not be able to answer it because of what Brendan just said. To even consider these concepts, you require the mathematics. So the ancient couldn't use these words or concepts because they didn't have the maths to apply this realm of linguistics. They didn't have the lingo required because they didn't have the math. So these concepts were not something that they had. So retrofitting our logic and our understanding back on that time, the answer you're gonna get is I don't know.
But see, the thing they're gonna do is when we tell them that they couldn't have knew that, they're gonna say that we're calling the people stupid and say, "Oh, you saying the Africans were too stupid to know about it?" Nah, they didn't have the information. They didn't have
They
the
didn't have the
technology. They ain't had,
technology,
you know
the
what I mean?
information. Yeah, we're dealing with
Yeah, no,
Neolithic,
don't cut him off. Don't cut him off.
Neolithic
Don't cut him off.
cosmology.
You cut him off, Chef. I mean, Cedric didn't finish. Go
No,
ahead.
he good and all, you know what I'm saying? And for him to throw the language thing up there and then say the Lawrence Krauss shit is like, now you trying to confuse the people. You know what I mean? Like I say, we don't study that language. You know what I mean? We don't, like you said, a lot of people don't know about Lawrence Krauss. I guess, his followers, a lot of them probably wouldn't know about Lawrence Krauss because only time I've heard that name is when Corey has mentioned Lawrence Krauss. on our show. You know what I mean? I've read a couple of his books, but like you say, they don't really know Lawrence like that. So to throw him in there and then throw the language in there and try to make a parallel, but you're not making a parallel, you're not making a claim. You know what I mean? It's just confusing at the end of the day.
Yeah, y'all see the highlighted. We have said you see the highlighted terms right there. Cedric?
Yeah.
See the game he playing, right? So you got celestial waters, empty circle. Then both. What the hell I got? What's the joke? What are you trying to say? Right, that's, people do that regularly. That's what pseudos do. They start taking terms from their religious texts. We've all heard of the Bible as science, where they try to match up, make Bible some type of scientific treat. This is the same thing. This has nothing to do with respect or disrespect of culture, of African culture. It's simply saying that the biblical text was not written for scientific innovation. And these particular cosmology was not written to be even remotely closely matched up with science. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. Like, who would do that? It plays a different role. And to mix those roles up is crazy. Okay.
This is when we're dealing with ancient cosmologies, we're primarily dealing with the Neolithic cosmologies, and the evidence shows that this was isolated to your particular area, and it was more related to the natural environment around you. So these creation myths that they are classified as have nothing to do with modern cosmology, as even the ancient Greeks' idea of modern cosmology was fundamentally wrong because they didn't have the instruments and the tools that we have. So it is a natural progression of human from about 100,000 years ago up until we are where we are today. And it's only in the last 30, 40 years that we are talking really starting to get into the quantum level of things. So how can we retrofit anything that we've learned in the last 40 years on ancient cultures when we understand the progression of the cosmologies used? It was a Neolithic period where it was mostly related to your environment, explaining how you got there, mostly in a religious context to boot. Then we had the Middle Eastern area where they developed their cosmology, the Egyptians and the Babylonians, etc. That was a specific cosmology. Then we had the Greek cosmology, and all of these cosmologies failed because they weren't scientifically rooted. So now how can we say and know that the Greeks were completely wrong, but go way back and say that the ancients knew all of this stuff?
Yeah, they weren't supposed to. Let's get right to the next clip. Yeah, you can look at the screen. Kemet in the Congo and the Kemet. A paper to honor Dr. Kimbodondiki Asiki Fukia. All right, let's go. Here you go. Let's see where we at. Now we start to leave the earth.
And so, I'm currently writing a text called Quantum Field Theory. Quantum Field Theory as African Inheritance. And I've been working on this and studying for 10 years for this book.
This nigga be lying.
So you've been working on that for 10 years. 10 years on the quantum field theory, yo.
So now this nigga is writing a treatise on quantum field theory. Yo, you gotta stop this man. Yo, you got his number though, yo. That's what's fucking with me, yo. You got this man's personal number, yo. You can call him and tell him, nigga, stop lying. Personally, you can do that, yo. We don't even gotta be here right now. The fact that we
I knew that was gonna get us. Why I put the good. I know you like a book. Yo,
I'm going back on mute, yo. Don't ever play that part again, yo. That was crazy.
hold on. I just want
Working on
to
that
say,
shit for a decade, yo.
I just want to say how hard quantum physics is, let alone
Man.
match it up with African ancient cosmology.
Oh man.
You
You know how you do it, huh? You know how you do it? He said, okay, they somewhere in this physics book, it says that a quantum field is similar to a fluid. Oh, the waters of noon, that's a fluid. The waters of noon. Oh, that's proof. You know,
Yes, and we come from the tales of New.
he doesn't have to know anything about fluid dynamics, right? No, it sounds similar. Oh,
we're gonna run it back.
That's how you do it.
Look. He tipped his hat right there. Look.
Yeah.
You tip your hat, yo, something like that. If you pull it off and stuff, I'll tip our hats. All right, let's go.
He was serious, yo. Look at his eyes, yo. He was
all right,
serious.
let's see. Let's see. Here we go.
And so, you know, I'm currently writing a text called Quantum Field Theory. Quantum Field Theory as African Inheritance. And I've been working on this and studying for 10 years for this book. And I think I just went over all of that stuff. And it's
okay. Do y'all see the V right there? Can everybody on the panel see that, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
hold up the waters of none and all that with the hands.
That's it. That's the field. That's the field. That's the fluid.
That's the expansion of the universe.
That's the fluid-like substance that permeates the entire universe. There it is. That's the waters of noon.
Nah, you gotta see what he compared to though.
We're gonna do it,
Brendan.
What is it?
We got him.
Oh
we
man.
got him. Hold on, we got him. I've been holding back on this. I was like, yo, we don't gotta go past none of the shit we done already did. Here we go. Watch this. It's gonna get good.
Interesting that even when you go into ancient Egypt, and so this is one of the Ramesses tombs, and you can see this creation narrative that is shown here, and we're going to pay attention to this register right here. And so when we zoom in close, this is Atum, another sun god, and this is the new. So when you go back to the original drawing, you see it here. And they're giving you an act of creation here. And this is supposed to be the Nun under here, and out of the Nun emerges. And so, you know, I'm currently writing a text called.
I think the next video gonna keep it going. You know, well, maybe let me see. I think I can do this. Hold on. I think I could just do this. Hold on. I'm gonna keep this going. I think we want to get him right here. Look, let me see if he keep going deep. Let's see, cause he getting it in right now, yo.
And this is supposed to be the Nun. Shit, you know,
like my fault. Oh, y'all stupid. Who put that there? Hey, Chef, something wrong with you, Chef.
What are we looking at here?
Yo, I'm not gonna get a PhD.
I messed it
Crazy,
up.
you know?
All right, hold on. Let me go to the next one. I messed that one up. Let's see. He gonna.
I don't know what you had up
wrong with Chef yo. I'm telling you something wrong with Chef. He made that thumbnail, yo. That's a whole new thing. What is that? What is wrong?
That's when we was going in.
Chef, oh, that's a whole different. Is that the same? Oh, hold on. Let me get.
See, now I understand why they call you an anti-African, Chef.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, that's it right there.
Just like in the Bantu Congo, the Bantu B, which we can see in the actual raw hieroglyphs right here. The same kind of conceptualization. This whole thing is a creation narrative. This is in a tomb. And so, you know, it's all symbolism, you know, here, but this is the way that our African ancestors, they're giving their hypothesis of how the universe emerges. A fire force emerges out of the Nun, out of the Mbongi, out of the emptiness, out of the quantum field. And it's interesting because you see the same kind of imagery thousands of years later amongst the scientists. So we're talking about the Big Bang and all of that. And so,
So I see the praying hands. The arrows represent the praying hands according to Asar, ladies and gentlemen, on the wall of Ramses. Is y'all buying that?
What?
Is y'all buying
Yeah, he compared that.
Okay. Hold on. Y'all see the image. All right, let's play it out. Watch this. Look.
Of course, it's not fire, but that's the word that they use to talk about this immense heat, immense creative energy that emerges out of the Mbongi, right? And I don't know if y'all heard that one. That was pretty loud. And so this is coming from NASA. This is their drawing of the Big Bang. This is another one that you'll probably see if you do just a simple image Google search. You see how in all the scientific representation, it is a light that emerges, and then all of the stars and planets and all this other kind of stuff emerges from this V. The same kind of V when we go back here to see in ancient Kemet.
You see the comparison?
Look, here we go. Did he try to pull that off, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see what he just did?
Yeah.
That's not right. He even remotely play that game. That's not fair. That's not right. And that's slap pseudo. No matter how much you talk around it, try not to talk around it, knock it off. These hands right here, same thing as the big. No, we're not doing that. And it has nothing to do with not liking Africa and all to do with being correct and teaching real information, because everybody does this. That's pseudo, ladies and gentlemen. You'll find different people in different cultures. They all try it. The Hebrews will try it because they know science has credibility to it. And so they'll try to use scientific ideas and terms, right, to make their religion credible. It's the same exact thing, and it's pseudo. That's not what we're doing. And y'all want to know why we're at odds right now? Because of stuff like this. Bananas. Let's get back to it.
Right? And I don't know if y'all heard that one. That was pretty loud. And so this is coming from NASA. This is their drawing of the Big Bang. And this is another one that you'll probably see if you do just a simple image Google search. You see how in all the scientific representation, it is a light that emerges, and then all of the stars and planets and all this other kind of stuff emerges from this V. The same kind of V when we go back here that you see in ancient Kemet. And so here's a more elaborate, talking about the inflation begins. It kind of gives you a breakdown of what, the Big Bang is. Here's the inflation, the early building blocks, first nuclei, first atoms, da-da-da-da. This is a good image here. But you see the same type of imagery, used here. And so there's only one thing that I want to do, and I'm done, and that is to play this video from this astrophysicist here.
And so you 41 minutes in, and you already overtime.
It's only going to be like two to 3 minutes.
40 minutes, you just talk us to death now. Now we forgot what the conversation was.
Forget what the conversation was. was. Don't. Just take this ass whooping.
Hell no. You wouldn't take the ass whooping. You can beat yourself up.
Hold on.
Just an hour long. What the hell's going on?
So now, trust me, it's only like 2 minutes.
You're gonna
and this is what I'm ending. I'm saying you interrupting me is taking longer than the clip.
I didn't interrupt you. I gave you an extra 20 minutes. How the hell are you gonna make that statement? Yeah, I gave you 20 extra minutes.
Well, give me 22.
Yo, don't play that whole. Okay, you don't gotta show them. Just get them off the screen and play.
I'm sorry.
Just don't show them play. Just play it.
Okay.
Oh my God, yo, you cheated. You don't see how you.
Hold on. So what he's talking about here is the fundamental blocks of creation. So this is a physicist.
What was his name?
His name is David Tong, Dr. David Tong. He's speaking at Cambridge right now.
He's presenting a scientific paper or just talking shit? What are you doing?
No, he has plenty of scientific papers. He's one who's written a lot on quantum field theory. So you can look up his works. And so
No. And right now he's presenting a scientific paper or he's just talking that talk. That's all I'm saying.
He's talking to the public about building blocks of the universe. So just let it play. You can ask questions later.
Yeah, I know. Don't show it though, sorry.
I understand, but don't interrupt me before.
I didn't interrupt you.
You interrupted me.
That's not called an interruption. I'm not interrupting you. Interrupting you would have been interrupting during your 25 minutes. Anytime after 25 minutes is not interruption.
Whooping.
So, whatever, yo, you done beat yourself up. I can't wait to get at you. That's why I'm jumpy right now. I can't wait to get you. You already went past this time. Yeah, but you finished. You was finished 25 minutes ago, son. And you still gonna have more to say after I beat you down.
Be quiet, huh?
No, I'm not gonna be quiet. Come on with that nonsense. Man, you're over time, yo.
You about to lose right now.
Lose what? Son, you just told everybody on how.
It's 2 minutes.
I'm not gonna be quiet, son. Now I'm not gonna be quiet.
Minutes.
I don't care, but you can't play it, son.
Time.
I waste no time. If I was wasting when you went 20 minutes over, son, it was a waste of time.
This is 2 minutes, and I'm done.
Yeah, let me get it over with, huh? No, y'all not. Wait a minute, man. I'm simply saying, take it off the screen. Are you fucking serious right now?
If I take it off the screen now, can I go back and press the play button? How?
Yes. That's
what he's saying.
I understand that, but he needs to shut up.
Man, he just saw you jumping on the victory.
I need to.
I'm not shutting up, Asar. I didn't tell you to shut up when you went 25 minutes over. You went 25 minutes over. You tell me I got shut up. And you rude with that.
All right.
Come on, man.
Go ahead and play button.
No, you don't got jumping this. I'm not gonna let a nigga call this motherfucker. Go 25 minutes overtime. And then tell me I got shut up because I simply said don't show the video, play the video. Come on, Asar.
Take the ass. Right. That's all.
Yeah, okay. You doing the ass whip. How you gonna? You just lost.
Hold on. Let him get it over. Go ahead and press play button.
All right, here we go.
You just. No, you put it back on the screen again. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What the fuck is going on?
I know you're not that slow,
Y'all niggas crazy.
Yeah, that shit funny as shit.
Okay, there you go, son. No, you ain't that slow.
Just take this ass with it.
There's a problem with it. The problem is, it's a lie. It's a white lie. It's a white lie that we tell our children because we don't want to expose them to the difficult and horrible truths too early on. It makes it easier to learn if you believe that these particles are the fundamental building blocks of the universe. But it's simply not true. The best theories that we have of physics do not have underlying them the quark particle and the two quark particle, and the electron particle and the two quark particle. In fact, the very best theories we have of physics don't rely on particles at all. The best theories we have tell us that the fundamental building blocks of nature are not particles, but something much more nebulous and abstract. The laws of nature are fluid-like substances which are spread throughout the entire universe and ripple in strange and interesting ways.
And so what he said is exactly what the African said. That from this fluidity emerges what the physicists call particles, what the Egyptians called nethers, which were the building blocks of the universe as we see it. And so when we have these conversations, we got to understand that the Africans were not stupid, that they conceived of the world and hypothesized its creation in various different ways. And some of those hypotheses also echo what modern physicists are saying in terms of the standard model.
Did y'all see the game? Now the nature root is the particles. Really? Do you see the game? He set you up with the whole, well, they're not stupid game. The technique is to lower your guards because we have an affinity for Africa, because our ancestors are from Africa, and you never want to think they stupid. So he lining you up right now with that. When the reality is, they wasn't trying to create a scientific explanation of the universe. They was bringing forth their cultural containers of information explaining how their particular tribe, not the earth, came to be. He know it, I know it, and right now y'all know it. That's why it's straight slap suit up. Just like with the biblical text. It wasn't talking about the whole universe. It was talking about how the Hebrews came to be. They didn't know about the whole damn world, and the Egyptians sure as hell didn't know about the whole world. He could never prove that. So they never was talking about the whole world. Not the Hebrews, not the Persians, not the Dogon, and not the daggone Nile Valley Egyptians. Not the Native Americans. Nobody was talking about the whole world because they didn't even know about it. We got to knock this off, man. And this is the problem. This is why we stand where we stand. And this is why we ain't fucking with each other, because of shit like this. It's a bunch of foolery at the end of the day. It sounds just like everybody else. When they try to make something scientific that people weren't even thinking about making it that. No more different than the Hebrews when they play God created the heavens and earth. Man, they was talking about their area, bro. They didn't have a conceptualization of North America, Australia, the continents. They didn't know that. It's talking about their world, their tribe, their clan. On the wall of Thutmose. But he blended it all in on you real quick, the nature. Bunch of nonsense, man. Crazy and a little condescending right there. I'm simply trying to explain to man, bro, don't play the video. Just play the sound. It's already over his time. Y'all go back and check out the whole show, but let me finish this.
Yeah, and before you do, I want to talk about that V in terms of the cosmic inflation piece, right? We're not saying that the Africans were stupid or something, right? Nobody knew about cosmic inflation before the 1930s, right? Because Hubble discovered it through observation, right? Hubble discovered cosmic inflation through observation, peering on through a huge telescope on top of a mountain in California, right? So it wasn't, okay, well, the Africans were somehow, inadequate. No one on the planet knew about cosmic inflation until it was discovered through empirical evidence.
Right. They wouldn't even have hypothesized it.
Right. Nobody knew. And that cosmic inflation is one of the biggest pieces of evidence, right, that lends credence to the Big Bang. That's how we know that the Big Bang is real. It's through that cosmic inflation.
Exactly. And if I may add on, if we observe exactly what is going on, it is always in reference to the sun. This heat they are talking about is the production of the sun because they understood our relationship to the sun. So this heat that they're talking about is always about the existence of the sun. That's number one. Number two, it is when you hear the word creation, you know that you're dealing in the realm of a religious context of explaining reality, and very nuanced how particles that we can't see, that are counterintuitive, became natures. Now, my understanding of this concept of natures were the natural forces that we observe physically, like the water, the earth itself, the plants blooming, the sun making us hot, rain. These were my understanding of the natures. Now natures has become quantum entanglement and quantum physics. That's beautiful.
So real quick, this is retarded. Contrarian thinker. Let me read your comment. It says, that's a fallacy to think they didn't know about the whole world, because you can't prove it doesn't mean it's not true. See how they just throw terms around and knock it off, man. We're not sitting up here in 2022 acting like the Egyptians knew about North America, Australia. We're not doing that. Greenland, Iceland. Like, we're not doing that. It's a bunch of foolery, man. See what it breeds? See? Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is not saying that they built large hadron colliders and came to these conclusions. Is that when you analyze and understand the language of the people and understand not the children's myths, but the initiated abstractions, that the Africans were on par and on their way to leading in terms of theoretical physics. But colonialism changed that history. And now we're just now re-catching up after 2,000 years of fighting Arabs and Europeans and trying to hold on to what little that we can of our culture, our history, our way of teachings, and the like.
So it was actually colonialism to stop them from finishing off the Big Bang Project, yo. Like, we got to stop that, man. Like that. See how he's appealing to your love of Africa right now for no reason. And this has been consistent in this community. Consistent. Crazy. Yeah, we understand the damage that colonialism actually did to Africa. But what it didn't do was it didn't stop them from finishing off the big. We're not doing that. There wasn't no colonialism in 1500 BCE and 2500 BCE on the walls of Ramses. There wasn't no Europeans there to stop them.
So with that said, I'm done.
Oh boy. Appeal to emotion. Post-hoc rationalization.
Amen.
So what's the questions?
You ain't hear me trying to tell you just don't play the video, yo.
Bruh, I heard you the first time.
I'm trying to cut you off.
Listen, I had to press the play button. I had to put it on the screen and press the play button before I could switch it from the video. That's why I said I know you're not that slow. You think that it's just going to play from osmosis, that I have some Hebrew Israelite miracles that is just going to press the play without me showing the screen and pressing the play button? No, I got to press play, then switch.
All right, let's see. Y'all hear this shit talking, right? See, this the shit right here. You don't if you don't share the screen, watch this. Say I do this, right?
You can still play the sound. You could
watch this. Look.
Screens. It's that simple. But you keep talking and interrupting. Like I'm not intelligent enough to be able to do that. That's what's
you actually wasn't, bro, because I'm doing it right now. Y'all can't see the screen. You actually just stop sharing your screen, guy. You actually could have did that. See my point here? See all that?
Didn't he say he went to school for computer? What the fuck did he?
I guess not.
Ain't he in school for computers and shit?
I guess not.
And he can't even work Zoom? Niggas gotta stop. See, that's my problem. See, you ain't gotta catch a person directly in their life. You just gotta let life
let him marinate.
Yo, you gotta let life catch these niggas in their lives, yo. That shit crazy. This man, since I've been clicking on YouTube and been talking about he going to school, he studying computer science and this, that, and the third, and this nigga don't even know how to use Zoom. So you lying again. My daughter know how to use Zoom, Asar. You can't read. You got comprehension issues.
Oh, man. All right, so listen, we right here.
No, he got comprehension issues.
All right, so here we go. We're going to keep going. Man, that video almost at 3,000. That's a good video right there. Let's see. Here you go. Y'all missed this video.
frustrating.
Well, they like that to everybody else in Washington. So we had boom. So you seen that just now, son? I just played the video without showing screen. So no, I'm not that stupid. I'm trying to figure out is you that stupid? That you got a screen.
in real time.
That's what I'm thinking. You're thinking that, I'm thinking that. That's what I'm thinking, son. Like, is this nigga that stupid? That he need to show the screen and press the button? Yeah, son, you kind of confused me right there, bro. Yeah, I thought you could actually do what I just did. Just press the button without showing the screen. My fault, Asar, excuse me. Now let me get on and get you up out of here. Let me get you up out of here. So what y'all just witnessed is a failure to communicate. He do what they all do, right? He actually gave you the rendition of the ancient astronauts. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they got this profound knowledge of the cosmos. That's not how life works. Yeah, I wish it did, Asar. It don't work that way. Let me make my point. Where you at for a second, though? Where you at, Corey? We'll make sure you woke. You up? Gone. Ken, how you doing, brother? You up?
I'm good, my brother.
Well, yeah, how you doing, Chef Fennell? You up? He done.
Let's get to this next clip where I believe you asked a question. I think this is the last clip right here. You asked a question, Ken. Let's see how the answer comes. Hold on. Yeah, saw Talkers to Death. Played the Talkers to Death one. This is the one right here.
We're aware or coming upon the knowledge of or the discovery of the Big Bang, or that's where the universe was created from?
Well, the first thing we have to do is correct
Yeah, pause it.
the conversation.
All right.
And
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so it didn't get my full question in there, but I basically was asking him if he was saying that the Bantu understood the Big Bang, or were they aware of the Big Bang, and this was his answer.
All right. Watch this. Y'all pay attention to the blam, blam, bam, bam, boom. Just watch it. Watch how it go. Watch it.
And this is something that Brother Sean and Brother Ben, and which I just witnessed right now, back to how Unc is wording the question. Did the Africans understand the Big Bang? And that's not what we're arguing. We're arguing simply that when you compare the African cosmology,
where or coming upon.
Yeah, you need to make that clip bigger.
Huh?
I said you need to make that clip bigger because you didn't get the whole answer in there. Or just play it from the video.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, so we heard that. That's interesting how he did that full clip. Let's see. Here we go.
We're arguing simply that when you compare the African cosmologies and sit it side by side with certain modern cosmologies, they mirror in very fundamental ways.
Freeze. Did y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
So we just saying that's Luckham-ship, or is he trying to say today, like, why would you argue that profusely? You're basically saying that they had an understanding of like, come on, man. Y'all see the game, right? Let's see what they're arguing again. We're gonna run this again. Let's see, because maybe we tripping. Why won't you hold on?
Lifts are tools. Asar knows that. I like the way you put that together, though, Asar. I think we learned a lot, but what we should be focusing on, okay, is that high level science. And with that high level, kind of confused me right there. Point of view, right? Kind of confused me right there, bro. Yeah, I thought you could actually do what I just did. Just press the button when I was showing the screen. My fault, Asar, excuse me. Now let me get on and get you up out of here. Let me get you up out of here. So what y'all just witnessed is a failure to communicate. He do what they all do, right? He actually gave you the rendition of the ancient astronauts. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they got this profound knowledge of the cosmos. That's not how life works. Yeah, I wish it did, Asar. It don't work that way. Let me make my point. Where you at for a second, though? Where you at, Corey? Want to make sure you woke. You up? Gone. Ken, how you doing, brother? You up? I'm good, my brother.
Well, yeah, how you doing, Chef Fennell? You up? He done. All right. Let me get right here, man. Let me show my screen. Let me get what I want to do. So we can understand exactly what's going on. Oh, man, you did a good job, though, Asar. You didn't address the point, though. You did a great job. What's the point? What are we really talking about here? All right? We're talking about not the fact that Africans didn't have symbolic thought. Over here, we teach that symbolic thought starts at PB13. PB13B, clinical point, symbolic thought. So any racist European coming in with that hooblage that they can't abstractly view the universe is a bunch of malarkey. You don't follow that malarkey. Not that slow. You think that it's just going to play from osmosis, that I have some Hebrew Israelite miracles that is just going to press the play without me showing the screen and pressing the play button?
I say just go back to your clip, huh?
I know. It's that
simple.
Yeah, I got. Hold on. Yeah, but once I run it out, let me see.
Oh, it ain't gonna stay in the same spot.
No, I got it.
Asar is actually admitting to doing what can't be done. You cannot take Neolithic cosmology, which is based on a place, based on your interaction with your own environment, and sit it down next to modern scientific cosmology. Then you are actually doing post hoc rationalization. So you can explain anything away by doing that. You can compare any cosmology that you want. We see the Christians do it. What we get from that is creationism, a creation science or intelligent design. Asar did the similar thing in that presentation. It's called chemetic creationism. That's all it is. and he's comparing
absolutely.
that to Mark.
Yeah. You have the
Kemetic
like you said,
creation.
the Christians. They compare their creation stories to what happens in modern physics. There was even we talked about the Eastern systems, like people who use Buddhism, Hinduism, and Taoism. There's even people who take Tibetan religious systems and compare those to modern physics and try to draw parallels. Again, you can do that with anything, right? But is that scientific?
Anything.
Absolutely not.
No, it's not. No, it's absolutely not. It is so anti-science that we have a classification for it. It's called post hoc rationalization. And we don't do that. We simply don't do that.
All right, let me hear a clip. Let me finish.
Coming upon the knowledge of or the discovery of the Big Bang, or that's where the universe was created from?
Well, the first thing we have to do is correct the conversation. And this is something that Brother Sean and Brother Ben, and which I just witnessed right now, reiterated. Because you have to go back to how Unc is wording the question. Did the Africans understand the Big Bang? And that's not what we're arguing. We're arguing simply that when you compare the African cosmology,
were aware or coming upon the knowledge of or the discovery of the Big Bang, or that's where the universe was created from?
Share your screen, huh?
Is fields. And the particles that we see are the agitations of these fields. That's the discussion now. But it started from the atoms of the Greeks, which they had no insight. Yeah, I can hear you.
You know, I had a second part of that. I was going to say, so because Sean and them said, or Mossy Warriors made the claim that they got some of it right. And what we're trying to figure out is what part did they get right?
First of all, they got the fields aspect right. And this is one of the things that I proved. They proved that there was an emptiness.
See what I'm saying? It's a good question, Kent. You knocked them out the park with that. But I thought they wasn't trying to say it.
Man.
Hold on, they proved a quantum field?
They got the fields
Hold on. He was just getting ready to say that they proved something. What? Let's let it play a little bit to see what they proved.
All right, let's go back.
Let's go a little bit.
Because Sean and them said, or Mossy Warriors made the claim that they got some of it right. And what we're trying to figure out is what part did they get right?
First of all, they got the field aspect right. And this is one of the things that I proved. They proved that there was emptiness and void. Hold on. They showed that there was an emptiness and void that was not all the way empty, which is now reemerging in modern quantum mechanics.
By what means did this proof come about?
I asked them. Hold on. I asked them that too. Hold on. Go ahead. Play that shit.
See, y'all see my point though. Why do we have to go through this, yo? Like, why?
They would say a fire force. When they talk about inflationary theory, you know, it's an intense heat that cooks and gives birth to the initial particles, which give birth to, you know, all the other chemicals which make the universe, and they start spinning and colliding with each other. These are concepts.
That's not what inflation is, but again, I'm not going to do. That's not what inflation is.
I know, but he said this is the concepts that emerged in Africa. Come on, man. It didn't emerge until human beings had the ability, you know, like the Doppler effect and understand the whole. Like, come on, man. See, and this is where we get confused, and this is where the rubber meets the road. Nuclear synthesis, you have to understand that. The Hubble constant, you have to understand that, right? And you need a damn Hubble, you need the tools, you need you need so much stuff. And just to rattle it off like that, man, is what we're trying to say. This is the problem. This is the issue at hand. This is why we're having problems. This right here.
Brendan, can you probably give me a more accurate date on when the Higgs boson was discovered? That gives subatomic particles their mass.
The Higgs, just Google it right quick. Right, the discovery of the Higgs. I think it was in 2012.
2012, right? 2012. Okay, yep. So understand that only in 2012 we understood.
I remember that because that's the year I got married. The same year they discovered the Higgs.
That field, okay, the Higgs boson is actually a field. So we discovered the field that gives subatomic particles their mass, and which subsequently gives everything their mass, in 2012, a field. Before that, so within the last 30 years, we started to discover the quarks and all these different fields. In recent history, with the Hadron Collider that is 10 kilometers under the mountain in between France and Sweden. And Asar just said that they had the fields right. I'm done. I am so done.
All right, let me finish this so we get out.
And let me clear up just a bit. I think it was Higgs. He was actually awarded. I think he was awarded the Nobel in 2012 for the Higgs, for his discovery of the Higgs field. So I just want to add some nuance there, right? Yeah, but of course, his research, right, in terms of being able to show that was a few years before. But I think he won the Nobel for that in 2012.
Even the concept of the atom itself. The point being here is that before you can get to any scientific experiments, you have to conceive of the concept first. And if you have the technology at your time to demonstrate that it is that this is a reality, good for you. But a lot of times, and this is something that I mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, like with the Higgs boson was a conceptualization based on deductive reasoning on math. No physical.
On math. Did y'all hear that? So let me get out of here on this, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the math to get you there, yo. Mm-hmm. The math to get you there. It's the numbers, the equations that get you there. So, man, this is what we're going through, man. And I apologize, man, but it is what it is, man. Like, ain't no need of letting up at this point. Like, it's no need because you can clearly see what's going on. It's the magical meta nature, like they say around here. It's very magical. The sprinkle of the dust in your eyes. It's the most craziest thing ever, man. And it actually makes no sense, man. It's wild, man. Y'all want to add? I see you in there, No Saint. What's good, brother? Pseudo Killer Fisher. What's good?
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, good. Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm recovering. Recovering from my trip.
Oh man, how was Mexico, bro?
It was fabulous. It was more than I imagined. That area, lots of interesting things and some pretty interesting observations, but culturally and the city, I mean, it was, I don't know if anybody here has been to Mexico City, but it is outstanding. It is very rich, like rich as far as things to do and the people and the culture. Yeah. But that being said, I caught half of this, and what I found, my observation on what I'm seeing, what I really think makes these things sad, and I don't know how you guys see it. I sort of see it as, again, it's sad because it gives people that it gives people who have really achieved things. In other words, when it comes to the, if someone's saying everything came out of Africa, every discovery came out of Africa, then it almost gives people the right to say, well, they say everything comes from Africa, when it comes, and this this person that's putting on this presentation is really slick, is really, talks a good game, but it just, what I'm saying, I don't know if people are understanding where I'm coming from. So basically, I'm sorry, my head's a little messed up right now but what I'm saying is this: when you say things like this are all
Hello? Did you drop
Yeah,
off?
it went out. It went out.
Coming out of Africa, then it really.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is, snake oil salesman from anywhere, it's always going to make it easier for people to say that nothing, not that nothing, but you understand what I'm saying. You can try to discredit genuine things that were achieved in civilizations.
Got you.
And and not just that, but for me, science is it's not a white, black, it's not a race thing at all. It's a so I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to see. And in some points, I think, I believe that this comes out of the fact that we had Eurocentricists, you know what I mean? So it's almost like a backlash to that.
Yeah, and quite,
it's the extreme opposite.
Yeah,
right. And they're saying, the ancient civilizations or ancient populations of people knew things about the cosmos that we don't even fully understand today. We can go back to the very early epochs, right, of the universe during the evolution of the universe, right, during that initial, what we call it, the exponential inflation, right, during the inflationary epoch, right. Scientists, we presume, or we have a theory about what caused that and what happened, but we don't fully understand the mechanics and what happened, what caused that exponential inflation during the early epochs. We don't know. Right. And to say that ancient populations, right, had this idea, this concept about how it was happening, it's to me, it's just mind boggling to me. I don't see how you can do it.
But
because we don't have
Asar
those
said
answers.
it in the video.
Because we don't have those answers.
Asar said it in the video, though, Brendan, and we must acknowledge that we are dealing with the kindergarten stuff, and we are not dealing with the initiate stuff. So you have to be an initiate. You have to do the sacrifice, and you have to know the rituals to understand that they understood the fields. So I'm gonna regress. I'm gonna take back everything I said, because of course I am not an initiate. I have not slit the throat of a chicken. I've not done the dance, so I don't know what the band know.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, he talks about the initiation in the video somewhere about how you got to be. He said that when we played the clip, and all that is a bunch of malarkey, man. Because what I want to say is there are byproducts of being able to have these informations. Like you know, our cell phones, the way they work off the towers and all that, is actually a byproduct of understanding the Big Bang and all that. You know what I'm saying? So the theory of relativity, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, it is byproduct of us knowing stuff. So man, it wouldn't even make sense for them to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to make sure your food sources are right. The crops are growing properly. You know what I'm saying? Your tool of engagement against other people, weaponry, is right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, they got people on their heads in these time periods. I mean, it just doesn't, like, the whole thing they got us in. Then they play that game of, yeah, y'all are hating Africa. That's not true. So look, we put the link in there on this part of the show, man. We want to get some people coming in, add something to it. I see some comments in the chat. Make sure y'all support Abjuer, ABDJUWER at .com. My fault. Yeah, support that, man. Miles, put the links in there. Yeah, hit the link. Y'all got a question? I want to add something to it. Yeah, I mean, we got this part of the show where, you know, we let everybody come in, ask a question, add to it, and we're gonna keep it moving, man. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to come in here, man. And yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. You know, says it's pseudo hour now.
again, we point to he's like, show us the byproducts. If they knew about these highly advanced quantum, concepts and all this thing, like for instance, right, we have our modern GPS system, right? And the only reason why it even works, remotely works, is because of our understanding of special relativity and how to actually adjust those GPS clocks, right, based on their motion and their distance from the Earth. Right, our understanding of special relativity gives us the ability to do that, right, and that's a byproduct. So those are the things that we ask for as the proof.
Yeah, I thought about that too when I was watching the video. Like if this, what he's saying, if this civilization understood all these things, then certainly they would have understood a lot more, and it would have been far more advanced. I don't think it's a shame that listen, I just came from a pretty ancient civilization area, and I was fascinated with the things they could do with what they had and what they knew at the time. You know what I mean? So just because, Kemet didn't understand the way the universe was formed, or didn't understand, or at least didn't have the knowledge that we have today, doesn't make them somehow less intelligent. It just meant what they had at the time. And,
they were waiting. Hold on, Savior. Hold on, say one second, real quick. How they try to leave the back door open, right? Is they'll say that's not what they're saying. That they're not saying that that them Africans understood that, but they gonna say, oh, but it's the parallels. That's the key word you gotta look at. That parallel shit is some bullshit.
Well, yeah, because
you can find anything to match up and
right.
Be like, oh, see that sound like that.
Well,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, kind of like the Native Americans had fringes. I mean, okay, and I'm sure somewhere down in in Australia they might have wore fringes. I mean, there are parallels. There's things that happen at the same. People have the same ideas in different civilizations. Right. It's not like, yeah.
But see, this is, and peace everybody, peace to everyone on the channel. Great show. I just want to say,
Breaker.
I just want to peace. I just want to say this real quick. What I think everybody is failing to see or don't want to acknowledge is that science is a tool that every culture used at different stages of their development. If people could respect that and understand that, then they would stop trying to make science black, white, Asian, Mexican, or whatever. They would stop trying to make it a race and see science as exactly what it is. A tool that helped us advance. And it's going to continue to help us advance.
That's a great point.
Right. That's why we gotta stop blackology, man. It's not good for us,
Yeah,
yo.
that's one of the key indicators if you're dealing with a blackologist or a pseudo, if they start to put science into categories of white and black or Eurocentric or Afrocentric. I want to understand, how would you explain gravity in an Afrocentric way? Like, how does H2O become water in an Afrocentric way? You know, so when you hear these terms, white science or white man science or Eurocentric, you know you're dealing with first someone that's primarily scientifically illiterate and a blackologist.
All right, who else we got on the panel?
Peace to everybody.
Bowman in the building. What's up, bro?
What's going on with everybody? All right.
Peace,
Anthony. Peace, Sam. Peace.
Man, we had look, me and Anthony had the Discord lit last night, yo. We was partying.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Right. It was some nice pieces you guys put in there. Yeah.
Hey, I got plenty more too.
Yeah, man. You guys join that Discord. We need to somebody throw the link to the Discord, the invite in there. You guys, if you're not a member of the Discord community, join that Discord.
But yeah, peace to everybody in the chat. I mean, yeah, in the chat that's listening as well. But I just I got a question and I guess a statement. I just, in your wildest dreams, and just say that the information that he was presenting turns out to be true. Okay, now what? I mean, what's okay, what? So to me, it's all like church, because it's only thing it's gonna do is just make you feel good. I mean, it's not like it's gonna change the plight of Africans or Black people or whatever, however you want to label it. It's gonna change the plight in reality today. But I tell you one thing that can help boost everybody, anybody in the next generation is going buy you a telescope and look out into the cosmos, because there are so many discoveries to be made. Now that's how you can get your name etched in stone forever. You know, we got plenty tools that are provided that we can do great things with today going forward. You know, all the ancient civilizations did great things, all of them, you know, but we have a chance to make discoveries and get a better understanding today. And I think that's where we need to be focused. I mean, not saying that there's anything wrong with, you know, studying ancient civilizations or anything, but trying to say that they knew or had any type of understanding of where we are today, that's just a travesty, in my opinion. So, you know, let's go forward, man. You know, it's a lot out there to be discovered in the real world, in today's world. And we have a lot of opportunities and a lot of tools to do that. We can take advantage of that and push our civilization forward, you know. But that's all I wanted to say, man. You know, that's just how I feel about it.
And you know what, Anthony? I think that was an excellent point. But my question, I'll even put this on the table for Brother Unk, right? Why is it that we see, as a community, we seem to shy away from the hard work that Brother Anthony was just describing?
Because we want to get there.
Come on, Xavier, we ain't cutting in like that. That ain't what we
my
do.
fault.
This ain't the cut in, and this ain't the part. Come on, yo. And then after that, Mr. Rich. Go ahead.
Right. You know, in terms of doing the hard work, you know, being knowledgeable and having a fundamental understanding of linear algebra, being able to do calculus, right? Just one of my old professors, he said it best. He's like, everybody, well, he said, nobody wants to learn calculus, but everybody wants to live in a home where the roof doesn't fall in on their head, right? It's like, everybody, from, especially for me, it feels like our community is, we tend to leave the hard work to other people. You know what I mean? We can't shy away from the hard work of getting in some of these scientific fields anymore because we can't afford it.
Well, Brandon, in my opinion, I think it's the way, it's the presentation. It's the way things are presented. Okay, prime example, I'm gonna use myself for an example. If I come on here and try to present what I bring as I'm the only person on the planet that know this or can do this, that's the problem. See, if it's anything I know, I can tell you how I know it. So I'm not the only one. I tell you all the time, you can make a calendar. All you got to do is pay attention to what time the sun rises and what time it sets. That's it. There's no magic. There's no secret codes to break. All you have to do is pay attention. But when you present the information as you broke the code or all this kind of stuff, now, that's a problem. So for me, it's the way that the information is presented that get people all caught up, because you can present it as you the only one that know it. And like I said, we heard a dude not too long ago say he broke the code of the Most High.
The code of the Most High.
That's crazy.
But see,
all right,
see that.
Rich, where you at, Mr. Rich?
Hey, what's up? Peace to the panel. I just wanted to say, hey, man, what you guys are doing is very important. You know what I'm saying? The pseudo killers, because for a long time in the community, Asar, I'm saying, Wuja, so we all thought, this shit sounded good. But I'm glad, you're pointing out the charlatans, because we got to get rid of them niggas, because, hey, we are in a struggle for power, and we got to have this dialogue and get them niggas out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate, you showing who and what's what. Feel me? And coming with the science and breaking that shit down so people can see. It's clear. Hey, if a dude say,
Your phone went out, Mr. Rich. Can y'all
to prove her wrong, because that's what people understand. He ain't gonna do that. So it's pointless, but you can prove to the people. And that's what y'all doing, and I appreciate that. Peace.
Yeah, so teaching African cosmology, man, I think that can be very enriching. There's stories in it. There's that's essential for our well-being. Just from a psychological approach, being able to see the hero in the story and take that on, and you see things and you understand things, the world around you. So stories in cosmology has always been essential to human thought and philosophy and stuff like that. So we're not trying to replace those things. We just understand exactly where these things fit in and where they're supposed to be. But as soon as you try to get over there and usurp science and mix it in, then you're right back into the problem that I know I came to fix. So I didn't come in here to give us another problem. And so when I seen the problem, I got to check the problem. This has nothing to do with the level of intelligence of those brothers, and it just doesn't. And from people trying to make it that way, I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm just saying on these matters, when it comes to science, science is undefeated, and it don't matter whether it's me, you, or anybody else. You cross that line, science gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Like they people have already tried. This is not new. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go everywhere and find the people, different villages, or find somebody that got an internet and to try to mix their shit in there with that and swear they popping. You know, maybe I'll do a whole thing on that. I'm gonna show you where here you go. Watch this clan where they got it. Look, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. That's how they do it. So, you know, science is universal. And each clan, each tribe has the ability to join the international community of science. And it's important. And our community need to join the fight. And I just say, man, look, man, not more than a couple months ago, and we still going through it. Those who weren't scientific literate were left at the mercy of the pseudo court. Like, you know, like, should I wear a mask? Shouldn't I wear a mask? There were things that were said at the beginning of the pandemic by Fauci when he wasn't necessarily saying you had to wear a mask. And he said it wasn't that important. And all of those who were scientific literate understood that when he said that, that statement could absolutely change, and he could be wrong about really needing a mask. But you would have to be scientifically literate to understand it. It's counterintuitive. So why would one moment he say you wouldn't need a mask, and then 5 or 10 days later or a month later, he now say you do need masks because of more available information on said subject that's come around. You don't just stay wrong.
If
When
I
more
can
information
interject right
comes, it's important to change that. Just that simple. Doesn't mean he was a quack. It just means that statement doesn't hold up with the scientific scrutiny. Go ahead, Cedric.
in the beginning of the pandemic, remember, we were focusing a lot on hand hygiene, on clean surfaces, on making sure that we reduce physical contact, because the concept was that this virus wasn't necessarily airborne, that it was contact based, right? And as the virus itself developed and more information became available, we started to understand the 6 meter distance, the 2 meter distance, 6 foot distance, social distancing came into play. And then the priority shifted to also using masks, because we discovered that the virus was aerosolized and that it indeed traveled in the air. Now the virus is completely airborne, so using a mask is a standard procedure when dealing with the coronavirus. But you are absolutely right. As more information comes along, the strategies and the way to deal with the situation will also change. Science is always improving on its information. It didn't stay stagnant. It didn't stay only thinking that we're dealing with an alpha strain. We understand how viruses mutate, and that's why we continue to monitor for the different strains, etc., etc., etc. Now there's a big controversy with the vaccine mandate, and now it's proven to have been false. This too is completely illogical and false. The virus itself mutated and changed the way that policy workers and public health needed to deal with the virus. Once the virus became Omicron and it started to spread and it broke through the barriers, we went back to, hey, vaccine, and its primary function is to prevent hospitalization and death. Omicron proved that everyone is going to get it. You had a reduced risk of death, so the mandates dropped at the point that the majority of people were already infected or been vaccinated. You know, so it's nuance how you approach these things, and science is always building more and more information. We don't stop at the point that we got a situation figured out. We don't even say that we got it figured out, because you continue to look.
Yo, I think that's a beautiful point right there, Cedric. What you just made, because most people think science stops once they get to a certain point. There's no more research being done. No, they have to continue doing research, because life is always changing. The elements of life are changing continuously. So as long as the elements and conditions of life are going to change, science is going to have to adapt with the changes. If it doesn't, then what? We will be what? Prone to more viruses attacking us and causing mass extermination. Just pay attention, y'all. Stop thinking science is theology and stop trying to think science is spooky and esoteric. It isn't. I think that's kind of what pushed me away from science at a young age because I was so wrapped up in these religious ideas and I had this idea that God created the world. Now I realize what happened. I got scared away from something that was actually happening around me every day.
Oh, that's a great observation.
So let me go to the chat real quick. Let me go on this chat real quick. Let's see who we got in here. You got YouTube woke black man. It says, shouldn't everyone be able to provide a source for their position? Yeah, but we're not sitting here providing sources to support foolery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and and actually believe or think that you're gonna provide me a source that the Egyptian knew the continents on planet Earth. Like, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna play that. That's not fun for me. I'm gonna end up cussing you out at the end as you run me around the rabbit hole. We're not playing the whole Big Bang. We're not doing none of that. What you see is happening is people are taking ideas that was for a particular group of people in a particular area, in a particular time period, right? And they're trying to compare it to a situation that's talking about the whole universe and not just them people. So when we talk about the outer Africa theory, we're talking about for the whole planet Earth. When we're talking about the theory, the Big Bang theory, we're talking about the creation of the universe, not just the Egyptian universe, not just that. That's not what we're talking about. There's a fundamental difference right there. Bantu people, Dogon people is not including everybody because they just didn't know about everybody. That's not what that is. That's not the game. That's not how we plan it. And everybody just got to knock it off. It's a safe space to say, matter of fact, don't even say nothing. You don't got to respond. None of y'all got to respond. Leave it right there. I'm just doing what I do. And if by some stroke of luck, out of somewhere, a quasar come and a tablet fall out, crack open, we see they knew it, then I'll be like, yo, I ain't know it. But until that tablet fall from the sky, that go for the biblical people, that go for the Elamites, that go for the indigenous Australian people, the indigenous Mesoamericans, Nile Valley Africans, West Africans, East Africans, Central Africans, until that time period come, right, in the Neolithic, in the Stone Age, in the Iron Age, and the Bronze Age, they just didn't know it. But that's okay. Y'all just can't handle that it was things you just didn't know. Y'all too busy worried about if white people got to this position before we did. Y'all in some kind of race, 100 miles an hour. That's not science, bro. See, that's not, see, a scientist understands that there's a foundation, that there's steps to reach, and there were steps that Africans reached on the continent of Africa that was passed on, which allowed other people to reach steps, right? It was all passed on. That's why in the hell do y'all think I read this early in the game? See, I read this to show you that Europe gets its science by way of the Arabs. House of Wisdom. They get in touch with the ancient world through the translating houses, you know what I'm saying, in Iraq. They brought that forward. All human beings have participated in the endeavors of science. and the Africans on the continent played a strong role. Y'all gotta do is pick up the daggone books like this one: Magic, Reason, and Experience: Studies in the Origin and Development of Greek Science by G.E.R. Lloyd. Get the daggone book. In this book, he talks about where the scientific method is first attested to in Africa. Right. It's okay. But we just had somebody jump on the panel. All right. Did you want to say something real quick, Cedric, before we get the next person in, or what?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hope I ain't take the steam on you. Sound like a
nah. You got me laughing. I'm trying to be quiet, like.
I was trying to make a point. You was diving in. I had to.
Brother Unk.
Stupies. What it is? What it is,
Yeah. Good day to everybody on the panel. Good day, Brother Unk.
Good day, brother man. Good day, man.
The other day after the discussion, I gave myself some serious thinking. I sit down and I put in 10, 20 minutes worth of thinking. And I asked myself this question: am I being unfair? The conscious community, as we know it, is about 50 years old. And during that time, some people have taken gigantic steps, some people have taken baby steps. And we tend to falter when we're learning. And, sometimes the brothers are going to falter on them points. Am I being unfair that a young community, such as the conscious community, has made so many steps? And some of the brothers might not step in the right direction. They might misstep it. They try to chart a new ground. Am I being unfair to them if their conclusions are wrong? Or should I appreciate the fact that they are walking towards knowledge? You get my question?
You say what? What'd you say?
Am I being unfair to the brothers? Am I being unfair?
What? What's that?
That the premise might not be right, but the fact that they're walking in a direction of knowledge should not be appreciated.
Man, get out of here with that, man. No, I'm not appreciating something that's our stupids. Stop it. There you go. Not appreciating pseudoisms. Now we appreciating pseudoscience. Really, how that sounds, stupid?
I know how it sounds, but
not
still.
Appreciate that. No, I'm gonna tell you.
It's experimentation, and sometimes you're going to be wrong. Cedric, you know that it's experimentation. Experimentation. Sometimes you're going to be wrong. Right? For every correct hypothesis we have a million incorrect hypotheses. Are the incorrect ones less important just based on the fact that they're incorrect?
No, stupids. Again, within the framework of science, right? We have a hypothesis and we try to disprove it. We try to prove it wrong, right? What we're seeing, what we are exposing here. And let me just take a step back. When I came into the conscious community, I was appreciating, gaining information about our history, about Africa. I love the discussions with regards to Kemet, etc. But what you started to discover, what I noticed early on in the game, is the pseudoisms. I used to use that word. I used to say, but that ain't accurate, that ain't right. And I ain't gonna mention no names, but I use especially the dudes, them who come in with the medicine and the science and the body science stuff. And I just say, but this don't make no sense. Now, we have grown to the point that we have proven and we can show over and over. We went through the Dr. Sabies and dealt with different characters and so on. But when we see people coming back with the same information, when we see people going against the rigors of science, when we see people actually trying to undermine the scientific process, calling, saying that we appealing to authority, that we appeal to authority, that we are using, we don't apply correct methods. Like who puts a Neolithic cosmology next to modern science? Who does that? Where is that done? It's not done anywhere, right? So we're at the point now that we're dealing with liars and people who are just disingenuous. So we can't give them any appreciation when you have a pseudo killers, when you have a dagger squad that is teaching proper methodology, and we can point out without going into the details their incorrect use of methodology, their logical fallacies, and their appeal to incorrect methods. So now we are starting to question, what is your end game? Why are you engaging in this process, which we can identify as being false, pseudo, and not and will not produce anything positive in our community? Like Anthony said. So
I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where Brother Unk is coming from, Bobby Bang. I understand where Sheffrin is coming from. My fear is that if we start hunting for nails, we're only going to become hammers, right? And it's a dangerous thing to become. It's just single-minded, single focus. And sometimes people, because some cultures, the Chinese are pseudo as hell. The pseudo as hell when it comes to Chinese medicine, but the scientific as hell when it comes to other things, computer, space, right? So, but the culture has to be an amalgamation of different stuff. It can't just be one thing. And although the brother's not right, and we know they're not right? We need brothers to be willing to jump off the cliff because that's how we move forward. You need brothers to be able to jump off the cliff. But at the same time, these brothers must be open to criticism. The ones who are willing to jump off the cliff. But we need to move forward. You need those people to map those paths that seems unattainable. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're trying to map paths that seem unattainable. Right? And although we can try to correct them, we can't condemn them. That's all I'm saying.
Stupid, I would tend to disagree. What we're dealing with is people looking for a corner in a wrong room.
Oh,
You're looking for a corner in a wrong room. These are paths that have been traversed already. What we got is people bringing debunked European pseudo-isms into the community and selling it as if it is new, as if it is nuanced, as if they are walking unbeaten path. Sufis, there is a process by which that is also done. It's called the scientific process. Throw your hat in the ring. If you want to for example, rewrite modern linguistics and reclassify the Egyptian language, we know the process by which means that is done. And it's not by writing your book and making us listen to hours of change this S into a T because I say so. No, you take it to the academic rigors, you go through that process, and you have your work quantified by people, by your peers in the field. You don't bring it into the community, sell it as if it is fact, and then say we are stupid because we are holding on to the scientific process that has been established. You understand the disingenuousness?
And see, I don't think people really appreciate that, the disingenuousness. I think they're caught up in the esoteric magic that has been spewed with the words and how they can use the word. So people have become victims of themselves due to the fact that they like the way people they have fallen away, they have fallen in love in the way that people deliver certain things. So Jabari has a bunch of followers because he can make certain things sound very good. And that goes for a whole lot of other people, as Ankh has always been saying. And that's what drives a lot of us. That's what drove me to stop listening to a lot of the people that I see are falling along and continuing to spew this misinformation, because I started hearing things that just wasn't adding up with life and reality. Like, what? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, how am I supposed to get this conclusion from what you just said? And now, because they're authors and they're well studied in one area, they're supposed to be the voice in other areas. No. If you're if you've came into this community and you were talking about space, don't start talking about history, and you haven't studied history thoroughly. Don't do it. This is what's wrong with us. We want to be jacks of all trades.
My final issue with it is that this is what I fear, is that when we tend to become very aggressive with our rebuttal, our voices get lost in the noise, right? And we tend to become aggressive with our rebuttal, and people tend to shy away from it. The fact it's so we're right, but we're aggressive. My mother would say to me when I was young, say, "Don't give up your right. Don't be right and give it up that easily with aggression, because they tend to be very calm with their pseudoism, and we tend to get very aggressive with our rebuttal to say no, because we understand what they're doing. We understand how they're trying to change the narrative, right?
Look,
Even with Peter, we tend to get very aggressive, but sometimes no, you lose. You lose. There's no arena.
Look, sometimes there's areas where we should not allow people to come on. And you said something that stood out to me, Stupid, when you were speaking to Patar about how he misused Primate St. Croix. And that has been my whole stance against this man from the moment he came on. And I first seen this man. I said, this man got a uneducated black man up here telling this man that he's Jesus Christ. And this man has told him out his own mouth that he's not. And he continuing pushing this man in front of us. But I'm supposed to stand here and accept it?
Let me play.
Quit playing with me.
Let me play this clip. Here we go. Watch this.
Welcome to this class on the scientific accuracy of the Bible. I'm glad you're here. You might be wondering, is this the right course for me? Well, let me see if I can help. I designed this course for anyone at a high school level of education or higher who wants to understand whether the Bible is actually from God and therefore should not have any scientific errors, or if it was written by ancient people who didn't understand science and therefore has a lot of scientific errors and superstition. Does the Bible have scientific knowledge in it that modern science has only recently discovered? Yes, it does. So now that we've covered who you are, let's get into what we'll be covering in this course. We're going to cover 17 amazing scientific facts in the Bible, proving that the Bible is not only scientifically accurate, but that the Bible was inspired by God with scientific knowledge well before modern science.
See, Stupid, you see how it go, right? You see what I'm saying, Stupid? Really, Stupid? Did we really supposed to go through all that with Africa, bro? Did we got to do that?
Listen,
I'm just saying, Stupid.
I can't
watch that video,
I can't rebut that. I have to shut up my mouth and say you win. Because if that's the direction
and I was hollering.
If that's the direction they're going to, that's you boy, you have that ace in your back pocket waiting, that owner card, that reverse. Fuck me up. Thank you. Thank you,
sir. Thank
Yo,
you, sir. Knock it off. We're not doing that.
yo, I was hollering when I seen that video. I actually watched that video. I was like, wow, for
We're
real.
not doing that. I told you they all did it. Listen, man. Look, I appreciate your coming. Dude, Chef, where you at? Chef out. He gotta get up early in the morning, man. Me too. Look, I appreciate
So brother Unc.
That was brutal, Unc.
No.
Yes, it was.
That
brother
was
Unc,
just brutal.
Brother Unc, what we should do, call the community, just go in there and just start chopping off the heads of the pseudos and laying them by the wayside.
No, we not. Listen, they don't gotta tune in. This is for those who want to gravitate towards science. This show ain't for everybody. This is not for the weak. I'm not. Look, everybody can do what they want to do, but like Brennan said, if the file come across the desk, the file come across the desk. 8 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy. What you want me to do about it? I didn't. Look, man. Look, don't hate me. Hate the game. The game hate me, stupids. I am who I said I was from the beginning, from day one. Like I'm not doing anything wrong by saying that. So what else? Let me ask you this: am I supposed to compromise giving people scientific literacy, helping them see what it is they're supposed to use to measure, to stop charlatans from coming amongst them? Am I actually supposed to just give a person a break because we friends or was friends? I don't know where we at. Is that what you asked me to do? What I supposed to do? Make the phone call? No, everybody do what they do. If you get around it, you get around it. Lie around it,
be
you
nice?
have to do.
Can you please stop lying?
So man, I don't man a lying and up, man. Listen, the point I'm making is I'm not calling a person a liar. I'm just saying they're wrong. Now we see exactly why they're wrong. Because this type of behavior is not new, stupids. They all try to do it. They even going to do it with the Hebrew, the biblical text, the Greek. Oh, the Greeks knew the Adam. That man, to the Greeks, that Adam was invisible, bro. They once said, like, I don't want to get into all that. Like, everybody just gotta, like, come on, man. Like, this is the point here, stupids. You have to have a body of knowledge that will protect you against the buffoonery with a damn B. You just have to. And if you don't have that, you can wind your ass up in a cult, spending extra money for no reason, wasting time, learning shit that you ain't even really learning, that you couldn't use no damn way. When you could be spending time on something else, bro. Like, come on, dude. Time is very
esoteric
precious on
shit.
Earth, man.
So is pseudo killers the gatekeepers?
You say what?
Is the pseudo killers the gatekeepers?
No, the pseudo killers. I don't know about all that shit. The pseudo killers is just teaching scientific literacy and attacking pseudo claims that has infected other communities. Stupids, what do you want me to do? I just showed you how they play the game with the Bible. Brendan, talk about how they play the game with the quote unquote. Let me see.
The Hinduism and the Buddhism.
I read the thing.
Hindus and
The gatekeeper. I don't know. Is that like a joke or something, stupid? The gate. What is that?
Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers.
What the fuck does that mean, stupid?
Well, I understand the gatekeepers are the person who understand what the community needs, like the sword bearers.
Man, I'm not burning up stupids. I'm not doing none of that. Don't give me no titles. I'm not doing none of that.
You are.
No, I'm not doing this, stupid.
No, you might not want. You are.
Let me do this for you. Let me
because
just say
you stand against pseudoism by your name.
No, I'm just a person. No more intelligent than you stupids that looked at a group of black people and say, damn, let me jump in this thing right here after spending 5 years in a cult. I was like, how can I prevent other black people from ending up right there? So I learned about how the mind is believing. I learned certain things through P's, and all I'm doing is offering up the same thing so you can pass it on to your aunts and uncles so they ain't hanging around in the middle of a daggone pandemic getting flim flam blam boomed. Stupid.
Yeah, but Cedric, I understand what I'm saying. Uncle's a gatekeeper now. You're a gatekeeper.
Okay.
You're going to
I
do this.
ain't keeping no gate, nigga. Suppose I just decide to move and walk away from the damn gate.
Stoopies, let me say this. You know, I just listen to Tom Jump. I watch Tom Jump. T Jump. He's a debater. He teaches a lot about philosophy, and just watching the debates, I learn a lot. I watch every debate. You know, his last debate was with Black Hebrew
Tovia
Israelite.
Singer.
I was so embarrassed. I refused to watch it up to now, afraid to watch it because I'm embarrassed as a Black man that these people out there spewing their nonsense. So I find it is an obligation that I have as a human being to lend my voice to the process of proper thinking, a scientific literacy, and using examples close to home to illustrate how to apply these processes and methods. So you can only protect your own environment. You can only protect those around you. I feel embarrassed when a Hebrew Israelite making the same claims that I hear some Europeans make. When they make it, I feel nothing. I look at them and I laugh. But when I look at a person that looks like me, sounds like me, and sounding so illiterate, it is embarrassing. So to combat that, we are on a platform where we kill pseudoisms by teaching proper methodology. And we do it in a way that makes it palatable to a broader segment of our community. So we are raw. We have the edge. And when necessary, we apply ourselves more scientific, but we don't have to create an environment where we pretend to be all scholarly and sell you a bunch of pseudoisms with a pretty sound. We're not going to do that.
No, we're not. And look, man, we done came to the end of this one, yo. I'm not stringing this along, yo, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Appreciate that, brother Cedric, man. We got a whole chat full of people, man. The chat is rumbling and it's roaring, man. 140,000 people in the room. Appreciate that, man. We're gonna be right back here next Sunday, man. YouTube worker black man, boy, you know what it is, yo. Why do we need to jank? Yeah, yo, you just gone. I see you got the. So I now realize, yo, when you got the Egyptian effects on your thing, you just lost your mind. I get it now. Google Scholar, I see you, man. Everything is everything, man. Appreciate you, man. Who else we got? Yeah, you missed it, Thunder.
Yo, God killer.
You know, appreciate you. Who else we got in here, man? Yeah, you in there. Hold on. Anusha, I see you, man. Appreciate that. Juju, I see you. Miss Tiff, I see you. Rastaman, Mika, I see you. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Zion, man. Appreciate you right there. My yacht, man, forever. I see you, man.
Hey, matter of fact, hold on. Hey, yo, my man.
I'm out of here. I ain't doing
Hold
that.
on.
Don't run.
What's my name?
I'm not doing this. What you say, Chef? Hold on. What you say, Chef?
What's his name? My yacht forever. Shaka.
Right.
Yo, Shaka did a hell of a job on Wuja.
Lit him up. We're gonna play that.
Yeah, shout outs to you, my baby. You did a hell of a job on Wuja the other day. Hopefully we can replay your video later on this week because yeah, that was one of them ones. You did your numbers.
Hell yeah, how to stay on the point. Don't let them get you off the point. That's their job to get you off the point. Your job is to stay. Is it peer reviewed? No, it's not. Simple answer to that. No. It's a great job. So I don't know, Chef. You gonna keep running the show? I know I'm about to be out.
Nah, don't be out. Why you leaving?
Because it's 11 o'clock at night, yo. You tripping? The show, we got to stop the show. From 8 to, that's 3 hours too long for me. We good. We in the sweet spot. You late.
Just come to 5 minutes that way. What time they say?
Come back next week, man. What's up? Yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing but cap and save a pseudo. I don't feel like that right now. That's exactly what you're gonna do.
That's it. You already know what I'm doing. Land the air missiles,
No.
nigga. That's my name. Land the air, nigga. Land the air. That's it. Not finna keep carpet bombing. I already know what y'all doing over here. I don't know why y'all don't think I ain't in the bushes. Every time y'all go live, I'm in the bushes, baby. Land to air.
Hey, let me ask
Cedric,
you this though, Thunder.
you on my list too, Cedric.
Hey, Thunder, are
Cedric
we doing a
take
good job? Hey,
I'm
Thunder.
looking at you. You getting involved in this campaign, in this carpet bombing campaign too, said.
Hey, Thunder. Hey, Thunder, what do we supposed to do against pseudos though?
I think you need to combat the point, which you all have done effectively, and leave it there. You put it out there already. It's been at least 2
something
weeks.
different. You ain't see the video?
You on a 2-week camp. Yeah, you did. That's my point. So you're not even attacking. So now
I'm on the points.
Say it again.
Yeah, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about this is how we actually got here. In case everybody just went super old like you doing. See, you doing the same thing as if you ain't see this video just now.
Hey Thunder, you want us to take our foot off the gas so they can rise back up and keep
No, what I
y'all
want you to do is you can keep your foot on the gas. Just I told you it had to be a concentrated attack, bro. Y'all are spraying chlorine gas, dog. Y'all using chlorine gas at this point, man.
So what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to just let them say anything they want at this point, right?
No, I'm saying
yes,
don't
according to
chlorine.
you, yes, according to you, because you allow stuff like that, Thunder. You allow people to say things.
Yo, we not breaking the Geneva Convention. Yo, we not using poisonous gas.
You're using poisonous gas at this point, bro.
We are not engaging in chemical.
You are engaging in chemical warfare at this point, said.
We are snipers and we're using conventional methods.
Y'all ain't snipers and archers.
Can
It
I
ain't
say
snipers
something?
and archers.
Can I say something, Thunder? Do you know who we dealing with here, yo?
Yeah.
We're not dealing with no average dudes. You act like we dealing with average dudes, yo.
We dealing with Hitler.
Dealing with killers, nigga.
We dealing with Hitler.
I don't mean no harm, yo. Listen, when you got a killer, when you got him, you better kill him.
Right.
Don't miss when you go after the kings, nigga. You tripping.
I get the don't miss, but you ain't finna take out the entire 10-block radius, nigga. Y'all trying to bomb the You're not gonna do it.
I'm not. You would have got other. Listen,
I know Thunder's problem.
We're gonna do a job. We're gonna do a show on a great job.
The last clip you played, we brought Christianity square into the line of fire, and that is within the 10-mile radius of bombing. Thunder had to come out.
Right, that's fine.
And Thunder had to come out. It is rooted in Christianity, Thunder. These pseudoisms. That's why we apply the carpet bomb. We taking the Christians out, the Hebrew Israelite out, the Kemet
nah, bro.
out,
Nah,
all of them.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It should be a more pointed. Savior, what I'm saying is, bro, this is what we got. We got people who we have Asar who's a scholar in his own right.
Stop saying that.
In his own right. That's fair, Chef.
Stop.
Chef, that ain't fair.
That's not fair.
Oh, come on.
That's not fair.
Come on.
I can't even sit through that shit no more.
All right, let me ask you this.
After what we just listened to, you would sit here and call you a scholar after that. So that means you wasn't even listening to the show.
An enthusiast.
Jeff, let me ask you this. Is Unc a scholar?
Hell no.
No, nigga.
Is Sean a scholar?
Fuck no.
Fire,
I'm not a scholar.
Nah, yo.
What in your mind will make you call them a scholar? What?
Right.
What?
I ain't never said that.
Thunder, what in your mind will make you call these niggas scholars?
That's hard.
They have work. They produce work in written form.
Thunder, stop. Work in the academic sense is adding new information, not going collecting the old information and writing summary report and putting it in book form.
Funny as hell, yo.
If they scholars, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm gonna be a scholar tomorrow. Hey, Thunder, thank you. I'm gonna be a scholar tomorrow. You just boosted me to the day. If these niggas are scholars, I'm gonna be a scholar tomorrow. Damn, that's what's up. I ain't know it was that easy.
Facts.
Listen, bro.
It is that easy, Chef.
I'm a scholar.
Chef, you just need to read 6 books on a particular subject. Take 60 pages from each book, stick them together, and you're a scholar.
No, I think you're a scholar when you take those, just like what Garfield did, right? He didn't predict anything new. What he did was read this source, that source, put it together in written form and publish it. At that point,
scholar, yo, Garfield not a scholar. Yo, what the hell wrong with you, man? He ain't say he is.
He didn't say he was. He applied the historical method to answer a specific question, and he put it in book form. That's what he did. He didn't say he was a scholar. He didn't make that claim.
People made that claim for him.
A scholar is a person who has done advanced study in a special
We've been through this already, yo. Remember?
A scholar is a person who has done advanced study in a
How you know they did? How they know they did advanced study? Because we don't know that. How do you know? Because you don't know. If I don't know shit about none of that shit they tell you, you don't. How we know it's advanced, yo?
Have you done advanced?
Dr. Mayat in our community did advanced study. You know why? Because I just call her Dr. Mayat. She has a PhD.
So PhD. That's the only scholar, right? Hey, listen.
No, that's advanced study. That's how we have
I'm an enthusiast. I'm not a scholar. I'm an enthusiast of the things that I study.
I don't know what you studied, but I do know what
I know what I studied.
Ankh has studied. I already know what you studied. He's studying the Turkish and Ottoman. I ain't studying.
Nah, I studied
this is what I'm saying. With you, you have advanced studies. You have. Let me see what it say. A person who has done advanced. You have done advanced study in atheism. You've done advanced studies in what's the joint? Not atheism. Evolution, and you've done advanced study in vaccinations.
Compared to who, Thunder?
Is
the niggas outside?
Now it gotta be a comparison. Compared to who? A doctor?
Yeah, compared to
a nigga with a doctorate degree? Come on, man. That ain't fair.
What you saying then? So I'm saying
that's crazy.
Silly as hell.
Have you done advanced studies? Let me ask you this.
I have not done. Listen,
have you done advanced studies in vaccinations?
No.
Yes or no? Virology?
No.
I read some books on vaccines.
Nobody on the panel.
I bought the class work. Come on, let me talk. I bought the books. I bought the college level books, and I'm reading them. It's the hardest shit I ever did in my life, nigga. No, I just understand the general information about vaccinations, which is good enough to be Del Bigtree and all the rest of them clowns. But no, I'm not advanced in nothing.
You had a debate with several virologists in the field. No, nigga, shut up. You had a debate with virologists, nigga. And in some people's opinion, you represented very well. My point, you made your point.
Yo. They was lying.
Can I speak?
Get them, Thunder. It was lying. I had some quack doctors. We had. Come on,
okay, fine. But doctors, right? So those. So are those scholars that got a doctorate degree?
Thunder, define advanced studies.
So what?
Thunder.
Can I speak, please?
Define advanced studies.
Advanced studies.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing to that, Thunder. You're not picking.
I'm not agreeing to that's
hold
nuts.
on, y'all. Shaka on the panel. Shaka, what's up? Frenchie.
Hey, greetings to everybody.
Hey, Shaka.
Yeah, I wanted to react to what Thunder was saying. He said that Asar is a scholar. The guy said that Allah is an indigenous African god. How is he a scholar?
Say it again.
Asar
so you said, okay, let me ask you this. Shaka, can a scholar be incorrect?
Hold on. Thunder, you about to run. Did you hear what he just asked?
Yes. Yes,
Can a scholar be
can,
incorrect?
No,
Yes,
he
a scholar
actually
can be.
said Asar said that Allah, right?
Let's just say he's incorrect, right? That's what you're about to say. So now, can a scholar be incorrect? Shaka.
Yes, my brother, a scholar
right,
can be incorrect. But if you push up a falsehood for 10 years, it's not being incorrect, it's being pseudo.
No.
Exactly.
You could. Maybe he doesn't feel convinced. Otherwise, why do you got to be pseudo?
Well, I'm telling you why it's pseudo, because not only he said that Allah is an indigenous African god, but he said that Allah is in the Egyptian text.
I'm saying that's his opinion, bro.
No, it's not. Well, okay,
So you're saying to be a scholar, you have to agree with the masses. That what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that scholarship is not an opinion. So if somebody is spitting his opinion,
scholarship
he's
is
not doing
100% opinion.
Oh, not at all, my brother. No,
yeah,
no.
Wow. Okay, so every scholar is factual, right? Every scholarly work is factual.
You need to stop.
You really
Cedric,
need to stop.
Let me ask you a question. Is every scholarly work factual? Yes or no?
Thunder, you're
to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
To the best of the scholar's ability, yes.
Hey,
It's
Chef,
factual.
is every scholarly work factual? Yes or no?
You are killing your credibility right now.
You don't even realize it.
Come on, man.
Yo,
telling me every scholarly work is factual?
We can't even take you serious no more.
Yeah, you tripping. You can't answer that question. You can't answer that question.
So you do better on Garfield show.
You can't answer
come
that
over
question,
here
Jeff.
and you take our shit as a complete joke.
Let me answer your question.
Somebody answer that question.
No, hold on, Cedric. Hold on, Cedric. Hold on. Let me talk to Thunder. Thunder, you actually sit over there on Garfield show and take the Bible serious. But then you come over here. Hold on. Then you come over here and play with us.
I do not think it's you. You just made that up.
You be dead ass on that
you
Bible.
You just made that up, said. Chef. I don't do that. You made that up.
God.
You don't see me up there Bible banging. You ain't never seen me.
I'm saying you take this conversation a little bit more serious.
I'm taking it serious now. Now let's go back with my question. Quit ducking the question.
Let me answer your question.
Is every scholarly work? You can ask me whatever you want. Just answer this question.
I'm going to answer your question.
Is every scholarly work correct, right, and exact? Yes or no?
You're not taking it serious now. That question is not.
No, he said that. Shaka's point was just because Asar is incorrect, he is not a scholar. So I'm asking everybody on the panel.
No, that's not why he's not a
scholar incorrect?
That's not why he's a scholar.
Right. That's crazy, yo.
We're not gonna run down this rabbit hole with you.
Yeah. You got us going down the rabbit hole. First of all, we have to establish whether you're a scholar, yes or no. And then we have to determine whether your work is accurate, right? The scholarly process, scholarly is a process. It's the way in which you approach your hypothesis. And once your hypothesis has been proven to be wrong, 10 years strong, and you need to either readjust your hypothesis, analyze your mistakes, and come back with a new and improved, or admit that you were wrong and keep it moving. You don't continue to push the same
Heat Rock 410. What it is though.
Maybe we can get that conversation going back tomorrow. I gotta go to sleep. I got work in the morning. This was an awesome show, awesome build. Thunder has lost his mind. We're gonna let Thunder figure that out. But I gotta get some rest. My students will be ready for me at 8:30 in the morning, bright and early. They're gonna be ready to learn, and I gotta teach them. So, outside of me being a pseudo killer, I'm an educator. So I gotta go teach in the morning. And hopefully I make more sense in the classroom than I make on here with you, pseudos. I see y'all tomorrow. Pseudo Killers out. Hit that like button on y'all way out.